Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My question is for the Premier. Parents of children with autism and developmental disabilities are here once again to fight for the services that their children desperately need. When the government announced their new autism program, they knew it would put added pressure onto our school system, a system already struggling to cope with decades of chronic underfunding and cuts, begun by the Conservatives and continued 14 years of Liberal governments, particularly to special education. But nothing has been done to prepare for that. And children with autism yet again are paying the price. Will the government commit to a comprehensive autism strategy that ensures children with autism get the services they need in an inclusive classroom setting?
Thank you.
Minister of Education. Thank you, Speaker. It's such an honour to rise in this House today, and I just want to welcome all of the family members, the students who are here today, the educators who are here today, on behalf of the 20,000 students with autism in our school system. I know how hard the Ontario Autism Coalition has been working, Mr. Speaker. I know that I've been working with them, along with the Minister responsible for Children and Youth Services. And, Mr. Speaker, we're very committed as a government to providing for the appropriate supports in our schools for students who have autism. It's something that we know is needed, and we've been doing that work, Mr. Speaker. In fact, I just recently announced that we are beginning a pilot program that will see applied behaviour therapists being able to come right into schools to ease the transition and to create a more seamless and integrated day for students who have autism. Mr. Speaker, of course there is more work that we need to do, and that is exactly what we're doing to provide better supports for students who need it in our schools.
Supplementary, the member from London West.
Again to the Premier. Speaker, almost 1 year later, this Liberal government has failed to deliver on its promise to create an education accessibility standard and has failed to provide the special education resources needed by students with autism. The chronic underfunding of special education that was started by the Conservatives has continued under the Liberals. Instead of increasing special education funding to actually meet the needs of students, this Liberal government has cut special education budgets even more, leading to an ongoing shortage of EAs, developmental service workers, and other specialized staff in schools. Speaker, it's not ABA training for EAs that is just needed, it's more trained EAs. Yes. Will the Premier move forward immediately to develop an education accessibility standard, and will she commit to an inclusive autism strategy in schools that addresses the educational as well as therapeutic needs of students with autism?
So, Mr. Speaker,
Be seated, please. Thank you. Minister.
So, Mr. Speaker, the third party is asking for areas to improve education in Ontario that we are doing right now, Mr. Speaker. We have in fact trained 30,000 principals, teachers, education workers in applied behaviour therapy. What we've just announced, Mr. Speaker, is in addition to that, specific, customized
Finish, please.
Customized training for education assistants who work with students with autism. Mr. Speaker, as it relates to accessibility standards in our schools, that is something that we are already doing. The Premier has committed to that. We're working on that, Mr. Speaker. The Minister responsible for accessibility and I are rewarded.
Answer.
Mr. Speaker, our government has provided a 76% increase to students who need special education services in our schools. And
thank you.